Take your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to a very special edition of Political Theater with Dr. T. I am your host, Dr. T, and I am really excited about this. I have a special guest, a very special guest. I reached out to her a while ago. I was like, I want to have you on the show for Women's History Month because she has made history as a woman, as a Black woman, and we just want to be able to give her flowers and learn a little bit more about her story and what she's doing. So I'm going to read her bio and then I'm going to bring her in and we're just going to have a really great conversation. So I think you all are going to love this one. Joi Washington is the mayor of Media, Pennsylvania, having assumed office in January 2026 after winning 77% of the vote. Okay. All right. She made history as the first woman and person of color to lead media, reflecting both her deep roots in the community and a reputation for inclusive, pragmatic leadership. A native of Philadelphia and a graduate of Moore College of Art and Design, Washington built her early career as a freelance graphic designer before entering the public service through grassroots organizing following the 2016 election. Her work on the local Democratic Committee and neighborhood canvassing introduced her to the everyday concerns of residents and inspired her to run for office. Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you all to my girl, okay? Hold on one second. Let me make sure I get the right framing. Here we go. We're going to make sure that we do right by our good sister, Joi Washington. Welcome her to the show, everyone. I'm so happy and honored that you're here. So thank you so much. So let's just get into it. So you made history as the first Black woman mayor of Media. What did that moment feel like for you personally, and what does it represent for the community?
Yeah, it felt amazing, to be completely honest. It felt amazing to know that I earned the trust of that many people in town, and the work I did, like not knocking on doors and talking to my neighbors and getting to know new people that I've never met before, people who have moved into media and earned their trust. It felt amazing and, a little bit emotional because, I'm a first Black woman, but also like the newest, like the new person from for 30 years, because Mr. McMahon has been he was mayor for over 30 years. And I think that really showed that people were ready and excited for somebody new.
Right. Because you won 77% of the vote.
Yes.
So what does that level of support say for what the residents were looking for?
Yeah, so the residents are looking for someone they can trust, someone who's already out in the community, and somebody who, is pretty friendly. I like to think that I'm a friendly person, considering my name. But yeah, no, people really, people here are very smart. They're very engaged. They really want somebody who supports the community events that happen around town here, and somebody who's normal and somebody who's authentic and somebody who's easy to get along with. So
and so you grew up in Philly, right?
Yeah.
So how would you say growing up in Philly kind of shaped how you think about community and public service?
It's a great question. So I grew up in Germantown, Philadelphia, and I was used to, walking around myself with my brother to the avenue, to Shelton Avenue, to go to Funkoland and to other spots that were close by. So I think growing up in a closer knit community where we had small businesses to support, along with having grocery stores nearby. And I think that type of living really shapes what I really liked and really desired in a living situation. And I definitely thought of it when I lived in Maryland, where, you had to have a car where I was in Prince George's County. So I respect the community there. I just felt like I was more connected to a more closer knit community where I could just walk to a park, to
Mhm.
Funko Land or
Right.
anything else, like the laundromat that had like arcade games, we just,
Mhm.
like that type of community, and
Mhm.
also getting to know our neighbors too there, and making sure that we all took care of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going from Philadelphia to media, I mean, we could rattle off all the stuff that's going on in Philadelphia
Yeah.
right now. But what would you say are some of the most pressing issues facing media, and how are you prioritizing them? Since you're still early
Mhm.
in your term, how are you prioritizing those?
Okay, so I was a borough councilwoman before I was elected mayor. So what I did uh, on borough council is I voted for Vision Zero to adopt the Delaware County Vision Zero plan along with my fellow council members. So I'm going to continue advocating for that by making sure that our streets are safe for people to walk, to drive to, and also we keep our walkability um, like desirable and attractive, of course.
Yeah.
So like you know supporting Vision Zero is really important because if people don't feel safe walking around, they're not going to support the businesses. They're not going to support the parks that we have. So, and like it's a huge attraction.
Mhm.
And anytime I'm on State Street, seeing people and in the parks just having a great time, walking from store to restaurant, that's a really good indication of how a local government takes care of the
Mhm.
visitors and residents.
Right. It's so important for people to vote local because that's really where the tangible, like immediate
Yep.
change happens. It really is your mayor and the council
Yep.
people and alder people, the people that are representing you there on the ground because they live there too and
Mhm.
they understand it. Yeah. So I have this, this idea because it's been a few months,
Yeah.
but I can imagine that already, or that you can anticipate that not every decision you make is going to be one that all the people love, but it may be something that you feel is best for the city. And you've been described as a pragmatic and inclusive leader. So how do you balance as mayor kind of making tough decisions, even though they might face some pushback from your constituents?
Right. No, it's an excellent question. And as I learned on borough council, you just have to learn to look at the big picture. And also, if you're a people pleaser, this is not the job for you. I'm a recovering people pleaser. So, like, I mean, you
Mhm.
just have to focus on the big picture. And, like, for example, there's a pedestrian bridge that we are trying to, make happen, and that's from something that was put on the back burner for 30 years due to like a road was like not usable for drivers at all. So yeah, like a lot of litigation is
Mhm.
was involved with that. So like but like the amount of time it does take to make a decision like that does upset people
Mhm.
because they want to see like things happen right away.
Mhm.
And sometimes in a situation like that it doesn't happen, but then you have to look at the big picture, as I said,
Mhm.
and see how you're carrying people forward to a solution. Think
Mhm.
about the solutions, think about the big picture, and then you can help people kind of move out of that disappointment into seeing the tangible
Yeah.
results that they're going to invest in.
Like you didn't even know this was going to be good for you, but here it is. I think about that as a mom, right? Like kind of,
Mm,
making those kinds of decisions. It's like,
yeah.
all right, I can see this a little bit, better, but that's also why they trusted you. And
Mhm.
like overwhelmingly, 3 out of 4 people said, I want Joi Washington to be my mayor. So,
Mhm.
that's some confidence. And so when you think about it, right, it's Women's History Month, you have made history, right? And I wonder if there have been any moments where kind of being that first, right? That first woman, that first, Black woman, right? First person of color has kind of come into play for you at all.
Hmm, it's a
How do you
great
navigate
question.
that?
Yeah. I mean, there are people who probably don't realize that I am a mayor, like
Okay.
from first glance,
Okay.
and then I give
You're
them my
about the
card.
people. You're out
Yeah,
and about with the
yeah,
people.
I'm out and about.
Okay.
They're talking to me like, "Oh, are you the staff member of
Oh,
so and so?" And I'm like,
okay.
"I'll give you my card." No, like I'm the mayor. So, yeah, like that type of stuff happened when I was, councilwoman. So I'm
Mhm,
expecting it to happen again.
mhm, mhm.
But yeah, I mean, when situations like those happen, I also had like really good situations, like people with their kids and their daughters, especially. They
Mhm,
come up to me like, "Oh my gosh, my daughter's so excited about this. We voted for you." So I take those situations to heart in the best way,
mhm.
and I lead with more confidence now. I'm
Yeah.
definitely like a much different decision maker than I was like 4 years ago, and I
Yeah.
think like I take those experiences and lead with more of a confident feeling, knowing that people do trust me and seeing the next generation coming up. I
Mhm.
definitely want to make sure that I make the best decisions possible and show them that anybody can step up and raise
Right.
their hand and lead.
And show them what's possible.
Yep, show them
Absolutely.
what's possible.
And I'm thinking about that because one of the things that I do on my show is I highlight people that maybe other folks don't know about. Like I'll bring up their names and be like, "Hey, have you guys heard of Summer Lee? Have you heard of,
Mhm.
these folks?" And I think that there are Black women around this country that have like these local positions that are kind of giving us like a blueprint, a guidance for just,
Mm.
just governance, right? And maybe not getting the kind of attention that they deserve. And part of why I wanted to do this with you is because I want to be able to amplify this. And I'm thinking about the little Black girls, and I'm thinking about them. A lot of them were inspired by seeing Michelle Obama as first lady. They were
Mhm.
inspired by seeing Kamala Harris as vice president and then running. And then they're looking at folks like you, kind of like, this is where I can go. I can move into these spaces. So
Yeah.
what are you hoping that they take away from your leadership, and kind of your journey as Black girls in this country and
Well,
young Black
yeah.
women?
Yeah. No, what yeah, it's great. I want them to take on the feelings of what they've been thinking of for a while. No, just go for it. Just go for it. Get rid of the imposter syndrome. It's gonna come up, but like ignore the imposter syndrome. Uh get your support system and just go, like, boldly go into your desires, especially when it comes to leadership. You matter. Your perspective is needed. I mean, there's um so many reasons why different people, especially Black women, should be stepping up. Like, it's
Mhm.
definitely harder for us
Yeah.
to get into these rooms, but once you're there,
Mhm.
they're going to wish that you were there earlier. It's
Right.
so serious. Yeah.
Right. And it's like we come into these spaces, and I think of Anna, Julia Cooper's like when and where I enter, right? It's like if they would just open the door, we'll come in and show what we're capable of doing. And I'm just seeing Black women just across, like we have the hashtag Black Women Lead,
Yep.
because I'm just seeing the ways that, Black women, especially in the 21st century, are just really kind of grabbing the bull by the horns. And it's like, let's do this. Let's make this happen. And I think that there are a lot of young girls and young women, like, especially those in college right now, they're like, I want to get into politics. I want to do that. And then they have folks like you who they can look up to. I want to shift gears a little bit. Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. I've been having my moments because, girl, you see, the world is doing all kinds of things. And we may underestimate how much it's affecting us.
Yeah.
We still have to do the work that we do. How do you take care of yourself, Mayor Joy? Like, how do you make time to take care of yourself, replenish yourself so that you can continue to lead without burning out? See, that's what I'm talking about. I just want everybody to point out that we both have gamer chairs, okay? And gaming is life.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just let people know that we're about that life. But yeah,
Yes.
come
No,
on.
no, yes.
What game are you playing now? What's your favorite game? Or not necessarily. You can tell me both. What's your favorite game and what you're playing right now?
Okay, I'm really late on this game, but it's Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay.
So I'm getting into that.
Yeah.
And I was also into Palia for a while,
Okay.
and that's like a cozy game
Yeah, I
where
love a cozy
you get
game. I'm a cozy girl.
Yeah.
Give me my Animal Crossing. Give me my Disney Valley, Stardew Valley. Give me all of the ones we can just sit there and just mellow out. I love this.
Yes. I love those games. I like fighting games. I have Tekken 8, and that game makes no sense, but I love it because it doesn't make any sense. Like the storyline, like everybody understands each other in their language, and it's like y'all are hilarious. Like
I'm a Legend of Zelda girly at the whole universe. So I can get lost, and I love these open world games where there's so much to explore. I love it. All right, so aside from gaming, although I will accept gaming as the answer for those who are not cool like us and are not into gaming, what are some other things that you're able to do?
Yeah, so other things that I like to do to keep myself grounded, I like happy hours, and I like going out with friends and neighbors to State Street for happy hour or dinner.
My new bestie, guys.
Yeah. And I draw, so I still
yes, because you're a graphic designer.
Yes, so I still freelance on the side. I draw, I have to take on those projects just to keep myself grounded and sane, because like this political life on the local, state, federal, it's going to drive you crazy if you don't have anything else like going on for yourself. So it's nice to have these things to escape into. My husband's great. He's a great husband. So, dates with him, going to Atlantic City, or
that'll treat you right.
Yeah.
We got a whole brigade assistants that's not, hey, to take care of our girl. I love that. I love to hear that. That's wonderful. Yeah, no, I love a quick trip to AC. Like, especially if they have a good concert, because they've been doing some good concerts down there lately. So
I need to catch a concert. I'm usually like a day trip person. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'll go home. Yeah, but I'm gonna check out some of their concerts.
Got some stuff going on. Yeah. So let's think. Like I mentioned earlier, the world seems to be on fire. But in this moment, right? What is being a mayor, a Black woman mayor of a city in the United States mean kind of in this larger political context? Like, are your constituents showing concern about other things? Gas prices are going up, grocery prices are going up. Like, what do you see your role in that, and how are you able to support your constituents given everything that's going on?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, I feel with them. I'm suffering with them. I mean, I don't control too many things. Like, I don't even get a vote on council unless there's a tie. But, I think the best way to, I just want to hear people out, talk with them. If they want to go out for coffee, I do that, because we really, like we're all we got, like we have to do this together. And I think like when people put their trust in me. So it's definitely harder with the federal pressures and just the everyday, like not knowing what's going to happen. Like that's just really crazy right now. So we do what we can. We still want to make sure that the trash is picked up. Like we have a balanced budget, so we make sure the trash is picked up. We pay people to pick up the trash, recycling, compost, which happened today. And I think having a safe knit community, knowing that people are still safe here, like even if the whole world is going crazy, knowing that there's like a close-knit community, and you have some sense of joy sense of joy happening in your backyard with your neighbors and having fellowship with them. I think that's what's keeping people going, even with the crazy gas prices going up. Some people are like, let me just walk down the State Street and see what I can find, just to save some gas. So that's why a community like this, a neighborhood like this, is still important.
No, I've been stressing that. That's part of like what I've done with this show, is kind of built this community, and like we kind of show up for each other. Like we talk about the news and politics and things like that, but there's also this time of just like, hey guys, we have to build community because we're facing some difficult times now, and you may need to borrow and barter with your neighbor, and there's nothing wrong with. There's no shame in that. I guess because I grew up in the hood, you know what I mean, and like that was kind of what we did. Everybody kind of pooled resources and that's how we survive. So
Mhm.
for me, I don't see any shame in it, but kind of like in the United States, there's this kind of rugged individualism that makes people feel ashamed if they have to ask for help. And I feel like we gotta move away from that. And I live in a small town too, and I just find like the people are just nicer and wanting to be more helpful. So
Yeah.
like, hopefully that's what's popping off for media too. Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, we definitely have that. I mean, we have our block parties that happen every
Okay.
year,
Mhm.
and in different pockets of the neighborhood. Like
Okay.
it's almost like they happen in seasons, which is
Yeah.
funny. And
Mhm.
sometimes there are block parties that happen on the same day, like a couple blocks from each other, which is
You
great.
can just
But
bounce around.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can bounce around, do whatever.
I love it. So what
Yeah.
is giving you hope right now? What are you hopeful of? What's inspiring Mayor Joy?
Wow, great question. I think I explained, I listed some of those before.
Mhm.
Yeah, just knowing that I have a great support system, checking in with my family, friends. I think like, and the support of the neighborhood, the borough, knowing that people are in my corner, that gives me hope.
Mhm.
It really, kind of solidifies and makes me know that I'm doing the right thing.
Mhm.
So that's what gives me hope. If people can't depend on anyone else, but they can depend on me, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really does.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Like I'm so happy. Oh, so let's kind of wrap this up because I know you're a busy woman and I really appreciate you taking this time for us.
Thank
So
you.
one final question for the listeners who want to make change in their own communities. What's one first step you think that they can take like this week just to I know they have these protests that are coming up on Saturday, these No Kings
Yeah.
protests, and some people may be going to those, but
Yeah.
there may be some people who are just like, I don't want to deal with the crowds. I don't want to do with all the stuff.
Yeah.
What is something small that a person can do right now to try to
Oh, yeah, yeah. So we do have that happening on Saturday here in
Mhm.
media. What I think another way to help is to volunteer, is
Mhm.
to find your local nonprofits, your local NAACP
Mhm.
uh, unit, and become a member.
Mhm.
Let's see, volunteer at either your city council or borough council committees. They're always looking for people. And let's see what else. And for Visit Media, they're looking for volunteers. So
Okay.
yeah,
Visit Media is looking for volunteers,
yep.
y'all.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
even if it's like just one simple thing, like you can definitely help affect the community.
Yeah.
And also just go to your city councils, school board meetings, and borough council meetings, and just see what they're talking about, see what they're deciding on. That
Mhm.
even if you're just listening, you are learning about how your town or your city is operating, and you
Yeah.
deserve to have a voice in that. If you don't like what they're doing, you say it at public comment. If you
Right.
do like what they're doing, definitely say that at
Yeah.
public comment so they can
Yeah.
keep doing that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's important. And that's one of the things I remember when I was doing a lot of work in Philadelphia, and I
Mhm.
would go to these meetings. I would go to the precinct meetings. I would go to the town halls and kind of
Yeah.
look around like, where is everybody? Now, part of it sometimes is the timing. People
Yes.
can't go for work, but other times it was just like, oh, also some people didn't know that they could go, and I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, what do we do to make sure that people know that this is
Yeah.
for them to come?
It's the
But then
public. Yeah.
and then some people are just, they're kind of jaded, but I'm like, you guys don't realize that, there's 10 more police on your block right now because some people went to the meeting and said this is what they
Yep.
wanted. If
Mhm.
that made you uncomfortable, that was your opportunity to show up and
Yeah.
to say this is not necessarily what we want. Or if your garbage is not being picked up, this is where you come and you let them know, hey, our garbage hasn't been picked up for 3 weeks. Can you
Mm.
help us? And I just think that people don't realize the power they have as constituents. It's not just a vote in November, right? It's not
Yeah.
just a vote at a special election.
Yep.
It's also being engaged with the elected officials, and that
Yep.
includes your mayor.
Yep.
You have the right to talk to your mayor and say, Mayor Joy, I voted for you.
Yep.
Okay. They didn't have no banana pudding at the block party. and I'm upset.
Or if you want me to remove
Yeah,
they'll let me know. They'll let me know that I need to move the snow, like
right,
all that stuff.
right.
So.
Let's, and there have been some pretty good examples of like mayors, particularly Black mayors, that really kind of show what that community involvement is. And I know one thing about you, I look on your socials, you always around about town. You are out there on those streets with those folks. They can't say you're not accessible because I see you out there all the time, engaging folks, supporting the local businesses, talking to people, and you're doing an amazing job. And I just wanted to thank you again for coming, and congratulations. Again, you've made history. It is Women's History Month, and you will always, like generations from now, your descendants will be able to say, my grandmother, my great-grandmother was the first Black woman mayor of Media, Pennsylvania. And so we're here to give you your flowers. We're here to support you. So let people know where they can find you online, how they can support you and your term, like what you're doing in office. Give us some information, and then I'll make sure that they have it and in the comments and everything.
Okay, great. Yeah. So find me, Mayor Joi, Mayor Joi on Instagram. Threads, I'm keeping Threads locked. But yeah, those are the two places that you can find me. I'm more accessible on Instagram.
Okay.
If you go on the mediaborough.com, my borough email and contact are publicly available there, so you can reach out to me about anything going on in town, or if you'd like to know how to support me. This week is Media Restaurant Week until Saturday, so please come into town. I think there's a website, mediarestaurantweek.com. See like whose deals are speaking to you. We have a lot of different types of cuisines, and just come on out. Please pay for parking, because that pays for public works, our police, trash pickup, all that stuff.
Awesome.
So, or just come on Sunday. It's free. It's free on Sunday, and those businesses are still going to, appreciate you coming. So,
right. That's excellent. Okay, thank you so much. And we will be cheering for you from there. I'm gonna close out and just say that I love Mayor Joi. I love what she's doing. I think that when we get into these kinds of positions, and you all know how I feel about American politics and all the corruption and things like that, but we also have to acknowledge that there are real people doing real work on the ground. And it's often council people, mayors, local elected officials who actually really care about their communities, and they're putting in the work. So I want to encourage all of you to think locally and to remain engaged. And so when your mayor is putting on an event, go support it. When your neighbors are doing things and coming together, go support it. Get out the house. We're too isolated, but also let's show up for the people that are doing the really good work. And if you feel like your representatives are not representing you, hold them accountable. That's what you do. That's the whole point. They got into that position knowing that not everybody was going to agree. They need you to keep them on their toes. But y'all be nice to Mayor Joi, because, we don't play about our girls. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I love you all, as usual, with the love of liberation. I love you with the love of our ancestors. I love you with the love of everything that we're doing to make this world a better place. And I appreciate you all for watching.